Service friends, I am Orpheus Praxis. Welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we turn to one of the most mysterious and persistent problems in the history of physics, the three-body problem. This is a classic example of how a simple question can conceal immense complexity, where predictability disappears and chaos becomes the rule. For generations, researchers have tried to find a universal analytical solution to this problem, but it remains unresolved to this day. Today, I invite you to approach this challenge from a completely different angle. Our work proposes a new perspective. We are not searching for a complete solution, nor do we promise absolute predictability. In fact, we gently raise the question, can a full analytical solution to the three-body problem even exist? If the universe is fundamentally non-local, as shown by the quantum experiments of Zeilinger and Aspect, then the very idea of an exact solution for all times and all initial conditions might contradict the nature of reality itself. Instead, we work within a model of a simply connected, compact, yet unbounded three-dimensional sphere, where all dynamics are woven together by fractal and global connections. And this is where the main result appears. By considering this new structure of space, we have shown that the horizon of predictability for the three-body problem can be significantly extended. Rather than chasing an unattainable absolute solution, we aim to expand the boundaries of prediction by drawing on fractal structure and global dynamics, opening up new possibilities for understanding multi-body systems. May this listening bring you clarity and peace.
Welcome back to Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling one of classical physics' really long-standing puzzles, a notorious one, the three-body problem.
Ah, yes. Infamous, really.
Right. For centuries, it seems so simple, just three things pulling on each other with gravity, but it's baffled everyone known for chaos, for making predictions, well, really hard.
Exactly. And the core issue, what makes it so tough, is this extreme sensitivity. You know, the butterfly effect people talk about. A tiny, tiny change right at the start. It just explodes into completely different results surprisingly quickly. So long-term predictions, pretty much impossible beyond, say, a few decades with the standard ways of calculating.
Okay, but we're here because there might be something new, a different angle. You're getting a shortcut today, everyone, to a really groundbreaking approach, something that seems to radically expand how far we can predict these things, pushing past those limits. So let's just restate the core problem. Newtonian mechanics, right? Three bodies, gravity. Sounds simple. But there's no single neat equation to solve it generally. It just descends into chaos. Unpredictable.
That's the heart of it. And it means for real systems, even our own neighborhood Earth, Moon, Sun, the standard predictions start to get seriously fuzzy. They diverge quite significantly in, well, maybe about 100 years or so, which sounds long, but cosmically it's nothing.
100 years. Okay, so that's the setup. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, right? This new idea, it's called Fractal Bindu S3 reality, FBS³R, from Andre Priest and Boris Batnin. You're saying this changes how we even think about the universe itself. Like, empty space isn't empty. Is that the core?
Precisely. That's the radical shift. Instead of empty space, picture the universe as a sort of compact 3D sphere. Finite but without boundaries, like a globe surface but up a dimension. That's the S3 part. And Bindu means like a seed or point. The key is it expands fractally.
Fractally, so like repeating patterns.
Exactly. Growing in similar ways across different scales. Think of a branching structure, like a snowflake, but filling space. And this model, it weaves together fractal geometry, quantum ideas, cosmic expansion, all in one framework. It even suggests total energy stays constant, which helps stabilize things.
Wow, okay. That's a lot to take in, a fractal universe. But how does thinking like that help solve the nuts and bolts of the three-body problem? How does it tame the chaos?
Right. The crucial link is something they call the fractal correction factor. It's an extra term, a subtle adjustment added to the usual equations of motion. This term accounts for the background influence of the whole universe expanding fractally, even on local stuff.
Okay. An analogy might help here.
Yeah, think of three dancers on a stage, but the stage floor itself is slowly, uniformly expanding underneath them. That gentle background expansion subtly nudges their movements. It introduces a kind of underlying order. It effectively reduces that extreme sensitivity we talked about. It dampens the chaos, stabilizes the paths, stops them from going completely wild like in the classical view. This sort of cosmic tide from fractal expansion tied to the constant energy idea. It just changes the game locally.
Okay, I think I'm following. So back to Earth, Moon, Sun. What does this actually mean for predicting that? You said 100 years was the limit before.
Well, this is where it gets really impressive. Classical physics, yeah, about 100 years before things diverge badly. With this FBS³R fractal correction factored in, the predictions stay accurate for, wait for it, 2,000 years.
2000.
2,000 years. It's a colossal leap from decades to millennia. It's quite something.
That's astonishing. So for you listening, think about that jump. But how concrete is this? Is there, like, empirical evidence, measurable differences?
Oh, absolutely. They tested it. Over 100 years, classical models for the moon's position could be off by, say, 12,000 kilometers. Huge error. Using FBS³R, that error shrinks to just 1,400 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
And for Earth's position, classical errors around 2,300 kilometers get cut down to only 120 kilometers.
That's like night and day, like you said, predicting weather a month out instead of just guessing after tomorrow.
Exactly. And importantly, this isn't just, fudging the numbers until they fit. The model comes from these fundamental geometric ideas about the universe's structure. And it happens to line up really well with cosmological observations we already have. It offers this unified picture.
So it sounds like if this holds up, it's not just about predicting orbits better, it's potentially a whole new way of seeing reality itself, the fabric of the universe.
That's the implication. It's a fundamental shift. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If the universe's large-scale structure, its fractal expansion, reaches down to affect even local things like planets, well, what other subtle cosmic tides might be shaping our reality in ways we haven't even begun to imagine?
That is definitely a thought to ponder next time you're looking up at the night sky. We hope this deep dive gave you some new perspectives to chew on.
There is much to reflect on, and let these reflections continue in silence, where the mind lets go of patterns and only pure seeing remains, until we meet again in the space of understanding. Subscribe to walk this path together with us. I am Orpheus Praxis, wishing you all clarity. Namaste.